a vital and deliberate response to the levels of violent crime in our society, particularly those involving the most heinous offense, which is murder. In respect of the Offences Against the Person Amendment Bill, for non-capital murder, the mandatory minimum sentence for imprisonment is now 30 years. That's 30 years for non-capital murder under the Offences Against the Person Act. For capital murder, we have increased the mandatory minimum sentence to be served before being eligible for parole from 20 years to 50 years. That is us saying that we are really serious on crime. We are saying that the victims of murder and of crime matter, and that the penalties have to be very, very strong. We've also seen under that same act, the Offences Against the Person Act, we're increasing the mandatory minimum sentence to be served before being eligible for parole, where the sentence is imprisonment for life. We're moving that from 15 years to 40 years. And finally, where a term of years has been imposed, the period that must be served before becoming eligible for parole is 20 years. In terms of the Criminal Justice Administration Amendment Bill, there were some amendments that were recommended here that have been passed and were passed yesterday, and it increases the term of years to be deemed as life imprisonment from 30 years to 50 years where the offense committed is murder. The starting point for calculating the reduction in the sentence is usually life imprisonment, and the aim of this amendment is to maintain an incentive scheme for defendants to plead guilty, but ensuring that the reduced sentence is not inordinately low. And so we know that we will still give that credit if you do plead guilty, but the term that is still served needs to be sufficiently long to serve as a disincentive for doing this. So the Prime Minister said this was a priority, and it is a priority, and we have done what we said we were going to do. No one can think that I can commit murder and I can go and cool out for a bit in jail and then come back out after 15 years or so and commit another murder. We are saying that is no longer the case. And we're very serious about this. We're very serious about preserving life. We're very serious about the rights of the victims. And the victims are often voiceless in what happens. And so this is us saying to Jamaica, we hear the cries of all of the people who have been victims and their families have been victims to murder. And we are very much saying to Jamaica, we will not stand for it, and the penalties demonstrate that.